So I've been testing how to record directly from the mixer into a setup that only uses a phone. I want to know what's the minimal setup that one can get started with. I'm just trying to think of, a time when maybe I didn't have all this gear. I'm trying to think of the DJs that want to get started but are also like budget friendly or budget minded, because I think there's a misconception of I think there's a false belief that you need a bunch of expensive gear to start recording your DJ sets, and I think in this week what I'm trying to do is prove that to be wrong. I wanna find a setup that works, that is reliable and repeatable, and that I've tested and put through all the criterias, and figure out if there's a setup that's actually affordable and very minimal. And I think even for those DJs that are already recording, if you're already recording your set, but maybe you've gotten to the place where you're recording with pretty high quality cameras, it might be good to know about a simple setup that could be like travel friendly, for example. And so I think I'm considering moving to this kind of setup for when I'm traveling. Just an iPhone, a small tripod, an audio interface to get the clean audio mix directly into the phone, so that the audio can be embedded with the video file. And then maybe even if you don't travel with a laptop, I'm trying to figure out what is the best app that I can find that has all the editing features that I might want for just to finish the video edit. Maybe with a title, just being able to like trim the sides or the beginning and the end. Maybe some color grading too. I think that's important. I want to be able to kind of adjust the look of the footage. So I think that's what the app has to have, and I think I found one. I think I'm still testing it, but I think it has most of the features that I would want out of a video editor that lives on the phone. The thing that's been frustrating is that there's a lot of them that you can use like some of the features, but then the features that, of course, that you actually need to do something semi-professional, you have to pay for. So that's kind of annoying. If you have an Adobe account, there is a video editor made by Adobe, and I think that's the one. I think it's called Adobe Rush. I don't think a lot of people know about this because it's probably only the people that use Photoshop or Premiere. They probably get like advertisements for this app. But I think the more popular ones are either iMovie, I think CapCut. I don't know if you guys have heard of CapCut. It's also been really popular. I think it's probably because it has a bunch of features just to like edit videos, short videos like TikToks and Instagram Reels, things like that. All right, let's see. Tonight I just wanted to kind of put myself to the test and see if everything that I've been testing and learning, I can actually pull it together and replicate it to do this kind of setup. So just to show you, give you an idea. I don't need this. I don't need this. What I've been testing is, well, it all starts with the camera. So the first thing was to limit myself to only being able to use the iPhone to record. So that's the main camera. So this whole setup it has nothing to do with multiple cameras or angles, things like that. It's just about figuring out the technical setup for the iPhone. So that's the camera, and then inside the phone, I'm using the Blackmagic Camera App. Blackmagic is the same brand that makes the editing software that I like to use, DaVinci Resolve. Blackmagic is the company, and they also make a free camera app, and it's a video application that has a ton of manual controls, so you can have manual control and adjust your aperture, your iris, your shutter speed, your ISO. That you can lock in the white balance. You can even do some color shifting in the app. It has different audio settings, and then you can record in different codecs like H.264, H.265. It even has like Apple ProRes in light. What are the other ones that are like higher quality? I can't remember. And you know, surprisingly, the iPhone has great battery life. Even when you're recording like 4K footage, I think it might be the best camera when it comes to battery life that I use in my current setup. And I don't really use the iPhone often for my videos, but so it's been fun to just kind of learn something completely new. I didn't know, I don't really use the Blackmagic Camera App, so I had to watch some long tutorials to just learn how to use it. But I mean, if you know how to use the manual controls in a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, then you'll have no problem using the Blackmagic app, because once you know the rules, you can kind of apply them. It's just about learning where everything is and learning the menu structure. What should we play tonight? I think I've been putting together some playlists for organic house, some new really good tracks that I like, and more like the melodic house and techno that I haven't played in any of my mixes yet. Maybe we'll start with some organic house, and then we'll go, maybe I'll switch over to some progressive and see if we can bring the energy up to melodic house. How is the sound? I couldn't quite tell. I kind of rushed the setup because it's getting late, but I hope it sounds okay. Let me know if it's sounding horrible. Now, you're not going to be able to hear the mix, unfortunately, because I don't have it. Well, actually, maybe. I could maybe figure out if there's a way I can route the audio through the stream. Might be adding some difficulty. Thanks for letting me know that the audio is good. I'm glad. All right, so here I am in the, let me see if I can focus to this so you guys can see. All right. Is that the right focus? Let me see. Yeah, all right, great. And I'm gonna just bring the brightness down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I'm not gonna spend too much time with all the settings just yet, because I think I want to test the audio first. I want to make sure that that's working. And then, yeah, once I know that the audio is good and I've done like a little bit of a sound check, then I'm going to focus more on the look of the video. I already have some ideas of what I want it to look like, which is pretty close to this lighting, maybe just more red with a little light right here. So I'm not worried about what it's gonna look like. I already have an idea. All right, so the first things are, I'm just gonna walk you through the signal flow, and then we'll go into the software to make sure that the audio patch is correct. So obviously I'm using these controllers through USB. I'm going to run Tractor Pro 4 on this laptop. 2 USBs to laptop. And then what I'm going to do is set the main outputs through the internal patch, but out of this Xone K2 Allen Heath. I think I can, let me see if I can bring you closer. There we go. Oh no. I disconnected the camera. Totally messed that up. It's coming back, don't worry. Okay, here we go. Alright, sorry about that. We're still here. There we go. It's back. Alright. Now you can see that better. Yes. Cool. So then I'm just routing the main output to the Allen Heath controller here. And it has RCA out. I found this RCA cable in my gear, and then I'm using, this is what I got this week for this test, this iRig stream. So RCA in, it has a simple sort of volume signal control here. This big knob, and it has 3 indicators that are just show you low, okay, or high for the signal level. And then it has a headphone jack out for monitoring, has its own that volume control for the headphones, and then that can also be a microphone input, so you can have like a headset with a microphone and turn up the microphone here, so you'll be able to add a microphone into your stream. And then on the other side, you can do loopback on or off, and then mono on or off. So actually, I want this to be off, so we get a stereo signal. And then it came with 3 different cables. So this one is the lightning that goes into the phone. So that's the hardware patch. Now I'm gonna check the software settings. So in Tractor, I'm just going to make sure that the audio device is the Xone K2, so that's what this one is. And then for output routing, the output monitor is left 1 and 2, which this is one thing that's a little bit weird about this Allen Heath controller. For some reason, they call their monitor output 1 and 2. And then for the master, this is 3 and 4 back here. But in Tractor, it shows up as 3 front center and 4 low frequency effects. That's what the software shows. So yeah, so the idea is that with this setup, we're going to record the video and the audio directly into the phone. That's what this whole week is about. I've just been locked in on this idea that I want to figure out this setup straight to the phone, nothing else. For me, I'm thinking of it um, like it can be a great travel kit that I just take anywhere with me. Yesterday when I went up to the roof, I packed everything into one backpack, and everything fit into one small backpack. Yeah, absolutely. And I think really, and also, I mean, even the tripod that I'm using, it's very it's very lightweight. It's called the Mafoto Road Trip tripod. It's aluminum. It weighs like a little bit over 3 pounds, and and I got it for travel. So far, the audio quality through the iRig has been good, I would say. I haven't seen anything weird with it. Um, the only thing is, in my testing yesterday, I was messing up the gain the gain staging earlier than the iRig. So I was clipping straight out of Tractor. So that was my mistake yesterday. I agree. I agree that if I can get really good audio quality on here. Now here's the tricky part that I've been wrapping my brain around is, okay, so YouTube wants or is basing audio levels on minus 14 LUFS, LUFS. And that is like a metering that's going to look at the average level. And when I'm recording into the iPhone app, the camera app, it doesn't use LUFS. It uses VU, I think it's VUs. It's something different. And it's a similar measurement in terms of how it looks at levels over time rather than faster peaks in metering those. But it's not the same, and the scale is based off of minus 18. So what's happening, and what I'm going to show you in a second, is like even when I set the level correctly through the iRig, and my levels are healthy here, and then I get to a good gain in the camera app, then what I'm seeing is that once I looked at the levels in DaVinci Resolve in the editing software to like actually get a true reading based on the minus 14 LUFS, and the volume of the recording is pretty low. So I had to bring it up by like 75% in editing to bring it up to a little bit higher level, as YouTube recommends. So what I'm going to try to do today is kind of like get really close to the limit in the gain staging, like through the master out, and then go like pretty hot through the iRig and see if I can get to a healthier level in the app without clipping, of course. That's always the hardest part, right? All right. So I think I've routed everything correctly, and I'm just going to make sure that here in the app, I'm also seeing the audio settings. So if you guys can see that, great. So some of the things you can do here, like on the top left, there's this button for lens. So then you can just change it there to this wide front. You have your frames per second, your shutter speed, your ISO, white balance. To change to a different menu, you have to close that one first, and then you can go to the other ones. Down here is the metering that I was telling you, and I mean it's somewhat accurate, I guess, but this is based off of minus 18. So I can show you that if we go here under settings, and then you go to audio, and now down here it says audio metering, and you see here the options are VU minus 18 dBFS, VU minus 20. The only difference between those two is one is a little bit more common in like European broadcasting and media, and the other one is more popular in the US, I guess. And but they're basically doing the same thing. It's just a different threshold. And the ppm, those are gonna just meter more of the peaks throughout the video. So anyways, those are set for now. I'll leave it there. I can maybe leave the, so I'm gonna leave that up, and then I'm gonna do a little sound check. Let me look at your question. So then you monitor through your headphone connected to the laptop. So actually what I do is I monitor coming out of the same Allen and Heath controller. So this controller is MIDI, but it also acts as an audio interface, and it has a headphone jack here on the bottom. So I patch that in as the monitor, and then the RCA in the back is the main out. So here I've selected these encoders at the bottom to be, one is the volume adjust, and the other one is the mix adjust. So I can choose how much of the queued up track I want to hear, or how much of the mix. So that's what these two encoders at the bottom have been mapped to. Those I had to change. I'm using a mapping that I downloaded from the Allen and Heath website, but then I reconfigured some of the buttons to do a few different things that I kind of rather have than what they're mapping. All right, I'm gonna load up a song and then just start playing it. Make sure this volume is up. So really quick, what I want to do is just go through my settings and make sure that in the mixer I like to enable the auto gain so that Tractor can do some slight adjustments without me having to just trust my ears. So it's going to try to level out some of the different levels of the tracks. So that's enable auto gain. And then I'm going to use this limiter, the ozone, and enable that. And I'm going to set my headroom to minus 9 dB. So that's going to make sure that the level coming out of the laptop is it's not getting close to clipping. And honestly, just looking at the meter right now, and my main volume is at unity, meaning 0. I think we have room to go up to headroom of minus 6 rather than minus 9. But that also could be because of where in the song we are. So I'm just going to skip ahead. Yeah, so that got a little bit higher. Maybe I'll start there. I'm going to start at minus 6 for the headroom. Can I share screenshots of the Blackmagic settings at some point, or share the text? Thanks for the suggestion. That's a really good idea. I think the video that I'm working on right now and I've been shooting this week is going to have a lot of information about the whole setup, like everything from my research to the testing, and then, you know, hopefully if this mix turns out to be good enough to share, in my opinion, then I'm going to use it to also edit in the phone and then finally post it on YouTube. So that's what this whole week is about. I just wanted to spend a week trying this basic setup. So I'm going to include some of the settings that I'm finding are helpful to know about from the Blackmagic Camera App. I'll try to include those in the video, definitely. And I do want to dedicate, once I'm more familiar with the app, I do want to dedicate a video explaining a little bit more about the settings, because I think it's going to be huge for so many people that already have a smartphone and they're just not maximizing the quality that they can get out of their phone. And I mean, not gonna lie, like the phone is not my go-to for my video camera. It's easy to you just use some of the bigger sensors like the Sony camera that I have, or sometimes even like the GoPro. But I think some of the new, I mean, this is an iPhone 13, so I'm using an old camera, and I think some of the new iPhones with the Pro cameras look way better. So, and the main, you said that the main aspects are the right settings for low light and how not to capture noisy video from the phone. That's always the challenge, low light. I agree. So far yesterday I had some success just getting everything like running, but definitely the footage that I recorded yesterday was a little bit noisy. For sure. And I think the unfortunate thing is that there's just not enough quality in the video to recover like a nice working image in editing. You just don't have enough information to work with. Maybe for this one, I'll do something like this. Okay, now I'm switching gears into like actually into thinking about the recording and like the filming. So I'm gonna, if there's times in which I kind of go silent, is probably because I'm still learning how to explain my thoughts as I'm going. But I could get carried away and then kind of just stop talking because I'm focused on what I'm doing. But I'll do my best to try to explain sort of what I'm thinking. Okay, so before I start diving into filming, I'm just gonna make a loop really quick. All right, so I'm kind of in the peak of the song here, so I know the volume is pretty hot here, and I'm seeing healthy levels at the computer. Let's take a listen. Yep, sounds pretty good there. No problems so far. Okay, and then the iRig is showing an okay signal. You guys see that? There we go. So I'm seeing the level. You see the LEDs blinking, and I'm getting mostly this green light that says okay. So I think I can turn it up a little bit more. And now as I turn this up, I can open the metering in the camera app. And whoops, there we go. And I'm seeing the meter there. So it looks like right now we're still in microphone. So I haven't configured this yet to the iRig. So if you go to settings, and then we go to, we're already in the audio page. And the very first setting is audio source. And you have none, iPhone microphone, or iRig stream. So I clicked iRig stream, and then we should be set up. All right, yep, definitely coming in pretty hot. So there you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's maxing out all the way out to +3. Okay. No bueno. All right, so that means I have to turn this down a little bit. And now I'm kind of peaking. I'm kind of filling up the yellow bar to 0. So another place where you can monitor the audio is at the iRig. So I'm gonna take a look at that. Let's see. to be honest, dealing with low light, every camera is going to struggle with. There's no camera that, I mean, unless you're talking about night vision. You know, you look at these cinema cameras that are $60,000. One of the reasons why they're so expensive is because they have sensors that can perform marginally better than a camera that costs half or even a quarter of that price. Okay, so I just plugged in my headphones to the iRig. I'm just turning up the phone volume. Yeah, it sounds pretty clean. Sounds great. Cool. I'm happy with that. So it sounds good there. The problem is not knowing exactly how it's ending up over here at the phone. So what I can do is maybe I can do a sample recording just for a little bit, like 20 seconds. And then, where's my headphone adapter? That's what I'm gonna need. There we go. Need the adapter to get into the phone. So I'm gonna record for like 10 seconds and then we'll listen to it. It's still hitting just that 0. Okay, that's good enough. So for this, I'm gonna have to disconnect because now these new iPhones don't have a headphone jack. Don't you agree that phones should have just kept their headphone outputs? Okay, and then I can just go to media and I'll find it right there. Have a listen. Okay, I think it's good. I need to listen again just because the low end is... Can you guys hear that? I'm trying to put the headphone right on the... One more time. Okay, not bad. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So now I just put this back. All right, we're getting close. I usually don't take this much time setting up. Just trying to explain as much as possible so it's helpful to you. I hope you don't mind. There are times where I do take my sweet time just because it's fun. I just spend a lot of time futzing with stuff and changing the setup. It's almost like I'm procrastinating getting to the actual mix. Just all right, and then I just gotta check, make sure this is back to the audio. Yes, iRig, and then we're getting the same levels. Yes, great. All right. We made it through Soundcheck. It's time to think about some filming. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up some of the background. That's the first thing. Put this camera away. Okay. This all needs to go away. This light we're gonna use in a minute. So we'll keep that there. Okay, I like the way these cables look messy. Is there anything back here? No. Okay, so I have my essentials here. This I can put away. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the standing desk up. I have to look behind the camera to see if I like that. What I'm thinking with this light here is setting it up somewhere around here, kind of hitting me from the side. So I'll get to that in a minute. And these are here. Great. I'm gonna bring my friend Fred to help me out with the setup. Everybody say hello to Fred. What's up, Fred? Should we give him a hat too? Let's give him a hat, because I think I'm gonna wear my hat. There we go. Not gonna lie, there's been times where I've woken up in the middle of the night and I forgot that I left Fred out in the living room after shooting. And I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and it scares the shit out of me. Oh, it's like, who the hell is this stranger? I'm gonna have like a heart attack. It's like, Fred, where did you come from? Okay, Fred's looking great. He's ready. Yeah, so if you decide to use a mannequin, put him away at the end of the day. Otherwise, it's gonna scare the shit out of you. All right. Now at this point, what I like to do is kind of just go back and forth, and kind of mess with the placement of things, and then I look at the camera and adjust the camera placement, and then I just jump back and forth until I find something that I like. I'm trying to put this camera into autofocus, and it's not doing a good job of tracking me. I don't know why. It also feels like it's gonna overheat. USB off. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right, this is a good start. So one of the weird things about this app that's been really frustrating is, let's say you change a setting. If you then tap the screen, it's not just like tapping away from the setting. It doesn't close it. You need to click the little setting icon again to close it. So then when you click outside of that, that function is actually AE and AF. So it's auto exposure and auto focus. So you're basically telling the camera app, hey, look at this spot and expose to that and focus to that. So if you haven't figured out already, that's really frustrating, because there were many times where I changed the setting of various things, and then accidentally I forgot, and I clicked the middle of the screen, and then I lost all the work that I had just done. So I'm still getting used to that, and it's a really weird feature, to be honest. I think you should be able to turn that off. And maybe there is a way, I just haven't looked hard enough. All right, so I'm just gonna go left to right, and then down the side of the menu. I like to think of the settings in the camera almost like a checklist. I just go one by one. So lens 26 millimeter, that is sort of the standard lens that this camera has. Great. Frames per second, 2398. We like it. Shutter speed is 1/40th, and I'm gonna lock that. So that has a lock button there. That's now gonna change. And those are the things that I know I'm gonna start with. And maybe the white balance is right now set to 5500K. and I'm gonna leave it there because I think I want this sort of like warm look that I'm getting, and that white balance is locked. So hopefully those don't change anymore. Now before I mess with the iris or the ISO, I have to get the lighting positioned first. Otherwise I'm exposing for something that is not gonna be the end product. Okay. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. I'll try to check in with the chat every once in a while. Okay, so this is a good starting point. I can close this. On the right side, it has some guides, so you can like turn on. You can turn on zebras. You can look at, like, this is called peak metering, so it shows you where the camera's focused to, so you can check your manual focus. So I don't need that right now, it's off. You can also just look at some guides like thirds. This is helpful to start kind of like composing the shot here. Okay, I'll turn those off for now because we can come back to these later. And then we also have other guides to look at the levels from darkness to bright. Okay, those are the things I'm happy with right now, and we have like a basic composition. So we're in a good place. We're getting there. I think now I have to consider the lighting. So let's see. Maybe what I want to do, I think the first thing I'm going to do is turn off these lights here in the front. Nice. Just got way more interesting. Just like that. Cool. Do you want me to bring you closer to the... Here, I'll try to bring you closer to the phone so you can see kind of the... Okay, how is that? There we go. Can you guys see that? Okay. So you're gonna get to watch the phone's perspective. All right. So, you know, the one downside of using a phone right away for me is that I don't have a monitor to see what the phone is using as I'm standing away from here. And this is why Fred is helpful, because then I can actually stand in front of or behind the camera and see what I'm doing. So it's just a matter of like walking back and forth between the camera and the setup. So I think I want to turn this light on in the room. Okay, now there's some light coming out of the bedroom. A little bit, not too much. Actually, I don't like that. I think I'm going to turn that one red eventually. And then how is this for the angle? What did I do? There we go. So now here I'm just trying to find the angle of the light hitting Fred, so I can kind of see how that's gonna look when I'm standing there. Great. And then do I want to do something else with the lighting. I think maybe not, but I do want to clean up. Maybe close this door and I just don't like how much of the room I'm seeing on this side. So I either have to zoom in a little bit, but then that's gonna cut off. I can just close the door. Let's try to close the door. That's kind of lame, isn't it? It's better when it's open. I think I just need to clean up in here. I think everything that I want to see in the room should be pretty dark. Yeah, that's better. And then it feels like maybe the window here should be open, but maybe it's not necessary, I don't know. Feels like there should be a light here on this, in the back, coming out of the bathroom. Maybe that's what I'll do. Bring a light in there. Although I was trying to do a very simple setup with less equipment, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth adding this light here. So I'm just gonna put it in the bathroom and then use the door, the frame, as like a shutter so we can cut the light into the room. Okay. And I need the power cable for it. Whoa. That's not the right color. Do we want red or yellow? Let's try red. How is that? Yeah, that's nice. I'll try yellow instead. I'm gonna try yellow. Okay, let's see what is the difference there on the light on the side. Yeah, I think this kind of matches more of what was going on this side. Just having this more yellow light. I think it kind of matches the whole look. It's a nice frame. Cool. And let's see. Now maybe I can mess around a little bit with the ISO and see what kind of changes we get. 3200, 1600, 800 is nice. That might be less noisy, and it still gives me some nice contrast. I think that might be the answer there. 400, it gets much darker. I think 800 might be nice. I kind of want this video to be pretty dark anyways. So I'm kind of just leaning into the dark setup here. What else should we look at? So I'm gonna close out of that the ISO. Okay, that shouldn't change anymore. Just look at my composition, the framing again. It's hard to tell because I'm looking at it from the side. What do you guys think about that? Is it too busy? I don't know. I think we're really close, but I don't know if I'm liking all this stuff over here on the side and over here. Maybe I'm either gonna take this camera away or we show it off a little bit better. What do you guys think? I think right now it just looks like a bunch of clutter, maybe. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll get rid of the... No. Maybe I'm just going to turn it like this. Kind of display it a little bit more. And see how that looks. Yeah, that's fine. What if I bring the desk down? Looks like my camera died because of overheating during the stream. I think I don't have the right settings on that camera because that shouldn't happen. So just give me a minute and I'm gonna switch over to the other camera. I'm working on it. In the meantime, y'all can tell me what kind of setup you're working with. All right, so I just need to hook up this other cam with the USB. Wow, I'm surprised that overheated so quickly. That hasn't happened like that in a while. Keep dropping everything. Okay, I'm setting up a different camera so we can keep going over on this side. It's gonna be great. I think we're so close too. We're so close to getting this right. All right. Boom. We're almost there. Who else on the stream is recording their sets already, or are you getting ready to record for the first time? There we go. We're so back. We're so back. Can you guys see the iPhone? Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, but we're back. Well, that means that camera went away. So maybe this one we'll put away for now. Just gonna roll it in here. I freaking love that tripod with wheels. It's made shooting in here so much more fun. Nice. Okay, I think we're pretty close. I think I just need to restore this light that fell earlier. Honestly, this should be in a much better tripod. This thing is so flimsy. I'm gonna switch it to this over here. Okay. I'm getting so close. All this time thinking about the filming, I haven't even really thought about the music that much. I think I'm just gonna go from my different playlists and kind of just feel the vibe, see what happens on the mixer. Sometimes those are the best mixes, honestly. Yeah. God. Even, I'll try not to drop my equipment again. Probably waking everybody up in the building. Whoops, sorry. Trying to do something here though. Trying to make some really good videos. Hope you don't mind. Okay, that light is so bright. It's pretty annoying. But it's this light right here is at 5%. It gets way brighter. And already for my eyes are just like way too much. Okay. All right. This whole time, I don't like where that light is because it's shining pretty bright. Oh, I can hide it behind the laptop. That's kind of smart. Notice how I said kind of smart. All right. I think if I hide it behind the laptop in the shot, then I can get away with having it there. That's perfect. Nice. Nice. Okay. We did sound check. I think we have the composition right. Is there anything that I'm missing? I think I know what I'm going to start with. There, I'm in Q1. And cool. I don't know. I don't think I have the right cable to be able to send the audio to the stream. I'm trying to think, how would I need to do it? So this is an interesting thing to think about here. If you're using this setup and you also want to listen to the audio and play it back out loud, then how are you going to do that? So the Xone K2 only has the main output. So obviously I'm going to be able to monitor out of the headphones, but we're using the main output of the K2 for the iRig. The iRig does have a monitor out that we could patch out of, but that's a 3.5 millimeter jack. It's a headphone jack. So I would need something that's long enough Oh, I know what I can do. I have an idea. I think what I can do is use one of these wireless microphones, like the one I'm using right now, with a short cable, and I can maybe send a signal through there. This is gonna work, I think. I have a good feeling about this. So just watch your ears. It's probably gonna go, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn down the volume here so it doesn't blast in the stream. Okay, so the headphone volume is at 0. So I'm connecting. Let me see if I can show you what I'm doing here. I'm gonna connect this DJI microphone, like the one I'm using for the stream here on my hat, and I just have this little 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 as the as if it was like the lavalier of the microphone, and I'm gonna hook this up to the headphone output. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn up a little bit to 2. I don't know how much, what's like the gain set up at. And then I'm gonna go back to my loop here. Let's see. Okay, I'm in the loop and the volume is up. So we're getting signal. Yes, we're getting signal. And then what I gotta do is check. Are you guys hearing the mix now? Must be hearing the mix. Let me see. I may need to turn it down. What do you guys think? How's the volume? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty healthy. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Cool. Okay. That's a better level right there. Great. Well, that was smart. That was actually a smart solution. A little wireless transfer of the sound. Okay, Fred, thank you very much. You were very helpful. It's time for you to step away. Forgot that I left the camera in place, but okay. I'm just gonna set it here. And what do you rather see, the phone? Yeah, maybe we'll do this. All right, I think we're close. Okay, the last thing I need to do is make some space in my phone to record. So I think I need to go to the other side. I think I have no space left. Oh, it's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna lose the framing, but it's okay. Oh gosh, this thing. Okay, I need to just make some room in my phone by deleting some things. Should have done this earlier. But I think I can just delete this long video that I took yesterday. That was an hour long, and that should give us enough room. By the way, if you didn't know this, it took me a long time to realize that when you delete a photo in the Photos app, it actually keeps it in the background for 30 days. So you don't actually open up more storage in your phone until that the folder with the deleted files is has deleted all of the files in the deleted folder. Okay, is that where we were? It's kind of where we were. Okay. There. Okay, I think it's time. It's time to play some music. Finally, we made it. We've done the sound check. We've made room in the phone. Did I check that I have 4%? Why does it still say 4%? Oh, maybe because I haven't deleted it off of the... I think you also have to delete it off of the app. Yes. Well, this is scary, but I'm pretty sure we can delete it. Because I have it in the computer. I was messing with it today. 54 minutes and 28 seconds, is that right? Okay. Do I have something else? Yeah, I think I can delete this one. Because I know I have that one in the computer. Okay. And now we have enough storage for an hour and 21 minutes. I like this feature on the app that it shows you how much recording time you have left. I think it's that's pretty helpful. Okay, I'm gonna put the microphone down here. I should put it. Maybe I'll just leave it here by the laptop. And then it's almost time to hit record, and we're just gonna go for it. Oof. Okay. Here we go. Monday night. Fun times. Okay, chat. Here we go. Just gonna go for it. See what happens. Just play a little music. Have some fun. The screen on my laptop keeps wanting to go to sleep, so I'm just gonna change the display for that. I need to be in, do you guys remember what it is? Is it screensaver or wallpaper? Do you guys know how I make it so that the screen doesn't go to sleep on me after not using it? I feel like it never used to do this. I don't know why it started doing this. What's it like? Screen to sleep or something? Maybe it's telling me it's time to go to sleep. I think my laptop's trying to tell me something. Okay, wallpaper, that's just to choose what it looks like. Screensaver. Under battery, I thought there would be something, but no. I have no idea. General. Nope. I can't find Windows, mission control, displays. I don't know which setting it is, but it's all right. I don't really need it. I can just touch the screen every once in a while. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna hit record, and we're gonna go. All right, we're recording. Enjoy the mix. We're going higher. Let's go.
Started with a fire, you left me with my love. I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go. Nothing stands a chance, I get the things you do. Everyone looks like after me and you. Dancing in the dark, waiting for the light to come and break the spark that's taking up my life. You don't tell a lie, you don't tell a lie, you don't tell a lie. Something in your something. Something. 'cause you're still the coin in the air. And I don't know where it leaves me.
How long have we been recording for?
Wings are set. Where do I go?
Did we make it past an hour? This might be the last one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it after this one. Hopefully it's still recording, even with the low battery.